Great day, great day, great day. Thank you so much for joining me. We are just coming on, just going to pop on to talk about who's really in charge and find out if you know the answer. Because what we want to do is get you in the habit of taking charge and taking control of your own wellness and well being, your holistic health, and what it is that you need. So many people go to the doctor, right? And when they go to the doctor, they tell the doctor certain things and they go based on those things and may not even demand a test or request any type of test to find out if what the doctor knows or is telling them is based on facts, right? So, like a blood test, testing your urine, your stool, finding out what's going on in your life to make sure that it's not something that's actually happening emotionally or mentally, just finding out a number of things. So, who is really in charge when you go to the doctor? I was reading an article, and by the way, I am Natasha L. Brown, founder of New Peace Wellness, holistic coach, as well as holistic advocate, and just want to touch bases on making sure you are whole because we're going into warmer months. We're in spring, but then we have summer, and year round we should be hydrated. We're going to touch on that as well. But I was reading an article that says there are 450 million people suffering from diabetes worldwide. And what was amazing is the study is recommending that people utilize a vegan diet, is what they call it. And, we'll say food lifestyle is what I say. So a vegan food lifestyle in order to actually help. It didn't say reverse, which many things that you do on a regular basis create dis-ease or discomfort or illness in the body. So you do have the opportunity to make sure that what you're doing on a daily basis is creating successful habits, right? Not creating those things that create dis-ease and create illness in the body. And many times, if you don't have the information you need, and that's why I was saying with the doctors, asking questions. And if you don't know what questions to ask, at least challenging, is there something natural I could do? Many people are diagnosed borderline diabetics, and I've worked with a few of those people. And when they're consistent in what they are consuming, as far as food, liquids, even what you're hearing, what you're telling yourself, what the words that you're saying, all of that makes a big difference. So when they do what they're supposed to do, their numbers go down, they are balanced, and they don't have to get on medication. But if they don't do what they're supposed to do, then the numbers continue to go in the wrong direction and they have to be on medication. But being on medication, when you are intentional about changing what you're doing and making sure that you are eliminating what you're putting in your body, then guess what? You can change anything going on in your body because the body was created as a self-healing machine. So God didn't create our bodies to be ill. He didn't create our bodies he created us whole, right? So we come out whole and we damage our bodies over time by our habits, by things that we are doing. And keep in mind, if every day is a cheat day, then there's something wrong with that. You're not getting what you need. You're not going in the direction that you want to go. Or do you even have a direction? So knowing these things makes a big difference. And the beginning of April and the beginning of spring in most places start spring breaks, right? So people are off jobs, they're traveling, even knowing how to eat when you travel, still being intentional and conscious of what's going on with your body. Because just because you're on vacation doesn't mean that you don't hydrate the same way you do at home, right? You can still drink your water. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't be sleeping. It doesn't mean you shouldn't be eating properly, especially if you're flying, because in the flying, you'll have a higher risk of getting sick if you're not mindful of what it is that you're doing to your body. So there are things that you need to be doing, making sure your ecosystem, your entire body is where it needs to be before you board the plane so that you won't get sick while you're traveling. Because many people, your immunity may be compromised while you're traveling. And then while you're on vacation, like I say, if you're treating every day like a cheat day and eating what you want, not hydrating, doing whatever, not resting, off your routine, you put your body at risk, greater risk than if you were at home. So being mindful of everything that you do and making sure that what you do, you're taking care of your body, no matter what you're doing. So my top 5 is always making sure that you're eating more live foods than meats, right? And if you study Leviticus 11, you know what meats you should be eating and what meats you should not be eating. That's if you call yourself a Christian or a saint, or, you are devoted to the biblical practices of Yahweh, right? Then there are things that you should be eating and should not be eating. There are things that he calls clean and things that he calls unclean. So if God is calling something unclean, oh, you're very welcome. If God is calling something unclean, then what you want to make sure you do is follow what he's already put in the word, right? So if you're not if you're not practicing biblical principles, then it's going to be a little different. So I went out today and I walked, got in some of the beautiful sun in this area because it's been raining for the past couple of days, which makes a big difference in getting the sun versus it being cloudy. I like a few rainy days because I do sleep better, but you do need that sun in order to nourish the body differently. That natural vitamin D is something that we need on a regular basis, not synthetic, but the natural. God knew what he was doing when he created the sun, the sun, right? So what are some things that you need to be doing? And like I said, eating more live foods is one of my top 5. Definitely hydrating with spring water. If you are not cleansing or detoxing, you cleanse in the spring and autumn, and you detox in summer and winter. So this is a time of cleansing. So if you're not cleansing, you don't need to distill water. You want spring water should be your base. And, we can go into detail later, but eating live foods, hydrating, restful sleep, and knowing how many hours each night you need is definitely vital. So if you're not sleeping through the night, you need to find out why. And there are many reasons why you may not be sleeping through the night. So definitely find out why. Eating more live foods, hydrating, restful night's sleep, the proper amount of hours. Also, you want to make sure that you are exercising, which will help you sleep if you exercise at the right time, and making sure you're getting in the right and proper exercise and workout for your body, right? So those are 4. As well as making sure that you are maintaining your mental health. The devotional time, the quiet time is definitely important. And also making sure that mentally you are balanced in where you need to be. Emotionally, you are balanced in where you need to be. Many times things that are going on with our body, and that is really how I received, and I didn't receive, let me correct that. That is how I was diagnosed with cancer. All of the things that was going on in my life at the time, I was getting a divorce. I had been laid off from my job. I had small children. Just the stress of one of those things by themselves would have been enough to have, and this was before stress was considered a diagnosis. But what begins to happen is when we actually get in our minds that we are going to be intentional and live, the body takes on a different intention. And let me see what you're saying. What about purified water? Purified water is not what you want. You want anything that you're putting in your body, you want to make sure that it's giving you nutrients. Purified water is not giving you any nutritional value. It's just bottled tap water. I don't like the taste of spring water. So that lets me know that you need that spring water, Tasha. You definitely need the spring water. If you don't like the taste of the spring water, you can always, this time of the year for spring, you can add limes into the water, fresh limes, or you can squeeze the lime juice in it and begin to drink it that way so that you can get used to hydrating with spring water. Some alkaline water, but you don't want to do a lot of alkaline water because most of the alkaline water, once it becomes more than a 9 pH, it's more chemical than it is water. It's no longer natural. It's something that they're processing. So the staying away from a lot of the alkaline water unless you're doing something supervised or you've been coached. Definitely the spring water is going to be best. Stay away from Deer Park and do your research. The Environmental Working Group has a website where they test the water and they let you know which waters are safe. So spring water is going to be your best. Don't go based on price because a lot of times the waters that are on sale are not always safe. You're very welcome, but definitely adding the limes to the water should help you get what you need. And once you get it into your body and your body gets the nutrients out of it like it needs, then the taste won't even be an issue. But you definitely need to get it into your system because since you don't like the taste of it, it lets me know that you need it. So definitely you want to get started with drinking the spring water as a base. And we're right now we're going into week 2 of our 3-week spring transformation. And if you missed registering for that, we'll do another one in the summer. It'll actually be a detox, but we'll do another one next season. But what we'll be doing is getting ready for our 5-day challenge the first week in May. And you can go to whathappenedtoyourlastmeal.com to get more information about that. And I put the website in the description so that you can get the information you need on the next thing that we're doing, or just to stay in contact. So if you're watching by YouTube, definitely go ahead and subscribe and click the notification bell so you know when we're going live, as well as if you're on Facebook. I'm in both the groups on Facebook, so you're probably in the group if you're seeing this, and if not, definitely join the group, or you can just contact me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube, and we can get in contact that way. But those are the top 5 things. And I just wanted to touch bases. You are the expert on your body, right? So when you go to the doctor, it's beautiful. They run tests, they give you information, but ask questions. When you don't ask questions, it's easy for them to tell you anything and move on. You even need to challenge sometimes what they're giving you, why they're giving it to you. How long will I need to take this? Don't get in your mind that you'll have to be on medication forever because, again, we were not created to be on medication. The most medication is derived from some form of herb or plant that God has already created, right? They've learned how to put it in a form where it can be sold. But if we do what we're supposed to do and utilize the tools that our Heavenly Father created for this body He gave us, and then He gave us the gift of breath, breathed life into us, then He already knew what needed to be done. So making sure you have a good water bottle, taking your water bottle everywhere you're going, especially now that it's getting warmer, even in colder weather, you need to remain hydrated. So definitely drinking the water is what you need to be doing. And like I told Tasha, infusing your water with limes during spring, if that's something you need to be doing. You want to stay away from lemons because lemons are not the real fruit. It's genetically modified. So limes are what we want to do. Making sure you're getting enough water. If you're not having several bowel movements a day and you're eating several meals a day, then you're definitely not hydrated enough because you need to be eliminating what you're consuming. Also, you want to make sure that you are eating as many live foods as possible throughout the day and not just meat only. So definitely your anything that's come out of the ground. And I know a lot of times we forget that the food in the produce section has grown on trees. It comes out of the ground. It was dirty at one time. Most of us probably wouldn't buy it if it was dirty in the grocery store, but it came out of the ground, right? It comes off of a tree. It's not always clean and beautiful, even though I like some beautiful looking produce, but we have to remember where it actually came from. So making sure we get in what we need and we're getting our exercise, because sometimes we think that as long as we eat well, we don't have to exercise. But as your body matures, it will tell you something different. So making sure we're getting in what we need and taking care of our body. And again, you are the only authority on your body. So if you feel some kind of way in your body and you go to the doctor and the doctor is saying, well, we can't find anything. Like I said, stress will create issues, as well as not eating the way you should be eating. Those will create issues. So there are many different things that begin to take place in the body, and we have to be aware of what's going on, so we can, even if you can't really articulate it, you begin to know what to look for, and letting the doctor know how long, taking a journal and making sure, because sometimes you can't immediately get an appointment. And if you're not seeing a doctor, definitely get someone, a holistic practitioner, or a holistic coach, a naturopath. Get with someone that can assist you in dealing with what's going on. I need a holistic approach because I was diagnosed as a diabetic a year and a half. Oh, so the study I was reading was just for you. So definitely, what happened to your lastmeal.com, and you can let me know. And like I said, the next class that I'll be doing, group coaching, will be the 5-day challenge, which will be the first week in May. And you can go there and get what you need so that you can get registered and be prepared for that challenge. And you'll be amazed at what begins to take place in those 5 days, just learning what you need to be doing. And as you get started in doing that, you begin to form habits that are needed to take you where you need to go. And once you begin to get those habits and get them incorporated into your life, you'll be amazed at how much better you're going to feel. Because what we begin to do is we get comfortable. People think around the holidays at the end of the year, they're supposed to gain weight. And that is really not true. You don't have to gain weight every year. You can eat, just like I said, a holiday. You don't even have to be, and let me put the link in for the 5-day challenge here. You don't have to be in a particular situation where you think that you can't get what you need, or that you have to settle. Just like people say that you're aging, and as you age, that you're supposed to basically deteriorate, is what most people think. That's not true. You don't have to deteriorate. You can actually get better, and you should get better, because as we begin to go from decade to decade and season to season in our lives, we should gain wisdom. We should learn better. We should do better, right? So I put the link in, and you can do the shorter version, bit.ly/N like new, P like peace, W like wellness, the number 5, D like day, W like wellness, C like challenge, and go there and you can register. But I stayed longer than I actually wanted to. But I just wanted us to be encouraged that we know our bodies. So don't allow anybody to deter you or tell you differently, regardless of what tests may say. Because like I said, when I was going through my challenge, I was constantly told there was nothing wrong with me. And like I said, this was before we had the stress diagnosis, even before obesity was considered a diagnosis. It makes a great difference when you stand up for yourself and find out what's going on. For years, I was misdiagnosed with several different things. And once I began my holistic journey, I was properly diagnosed. I was able to be, I hate to use the word treated, but most people would understand that better than began to get into a routine of wholeness and wellness. But you have to want to hear. And once you get it in your mind that you want to feel better, that you want to be better, some people get so comfortable in insurance that it's okay to pay for the copay for the medication. I'll just live with it when you don't have to. So my challenge to you is find out what's going on in your body, what is needed by your body, because your body tells you. When we learn how to listen to our bodies and we began to move and do what it is that our bodies are asking, whether it's hydration, whether it's needing rest, whether it's needing more veggies, whether it's needing to eat cleaner if we're eating meats, whatever it is, whatever it is, give your body what it needs, and your body will give you what you need. So I hope this helped you in one way or another, and is challenging you to make sure that you stand up for yourself, because you are the only advocate you have. So again, you don't have to mature in age and deteriorate in body, right? We should get better, just like wine. We should get better each year, not worse. So I am Natasha L. Brown, healing evangelist, holistic advocate, and your wellness informant. And definitely you can get in contact with us wherever you're seeing this. If we are not connected, go ahead and like, share, follow, and on YouTube, subscribe and click the notification bell. And definitely possess wellness daily. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Thank you.